So Mr. C says we got a good audio, and then I
All
see our
right.
friend Real Cujo out there says loud and clear.
Oh, awesome.
Here you go. And
Happy New Year.
yes, Happy New Year to everyone. Just real
Let's
quick here, let
see.
me see if I could make sure I can share my phone. There you go, boom. That's the thumbnail everyone should have seen coming into this. All right, so welcome back to Stranger Palooza. I'm Hank Strange.
And of course, I'm
This
Lola
is
Strange.
yeah. There you go. This way is Lola.
I'm not sure which
Look at
direction
the
I'm going
camera over
to
there,
point.
woman.
All right, I'll look at the camera.
All right, cool. And we're gonna do we're gonna be doing our top five.
Our top five best and most innovative camper vans we saw in 2023.
Basically the coolest stuff that we saw in 2023. We've done this for 2022, 2021.
Right.
We've done it as videos. We've posted it. It's been really, really crazy over here. Did you mute your?
I did. I
Okay.
did. That was me. I muted it.
Okay, cool. So we usually do this. We shoot the video and edit it and put it up.
Right.
And we do it before the year ends,
Mm-hmm.
usually somewhere around Christmas time or whatever. But it's been really, really crazy
We've been
for
busy.
us.
It's
Yeah.
been busy and hectic. So we figured the best way and easiest way to do it is to go live with you guys and just, get it done.
Absolutely. And that way everyone can ask us questions. We can get you guys answers, maybe, all that kind of stuff. Let me do some shout outs to everyone out there. First of all, shout out to Dan Archer, who's out there. Dave49 is out there. Mr. C, Real Cujo, Barbara Shear, Ricky Bro, John Thompson, Joseph Molter, and Mary Dell Perilou. Happy New Year. See you guys in Tampa. Yes, we will be in Tampa for the Super Show, as well as next year we'll be at the Ocala RV Show and some other things. We can get into all of that. So, what do you want to? Where am I supposed to be? You've got the notes, Lola.
I do.
So
I have the notes. So
let's see.
usually you like to start by talking about the stats, the channel stats, growth
Okay.
and numbers and views and stuff like that. So I
Mm-hmm.
figured we would start and keep it the same.
Yeah. I think first of all, I just want to thank everyone out there that actually looks at these videos and shares them, leaves comments, and all that kind of stuff. We really appreciate you guys. We would not be able to do this without you. So we do appreciate that. I see Amda Brown is out there as well. He says, I didn't realize this is live. Yeah, this is going to be a fiasco because it's
No,
live.
it won't.
So this is the only way for me to get this done before the end of the year. We're barely
We'll be all
barely
right. We'll get
making
it.
it.
Done. We'll get it done.
Let's see. John Thompson says, I wanted a camper van. Wife wanted the Echo. Guess what we got?
The Echo.
What the wife told you to get, I'm guessing.
What? Someone actually got their hands on an Echo. Those things are still so hard to come by. So congratulations to you guys.
Yes,
Sure.
absolutely. And her Black Wings 33 said, Happy New Year, Hank and Lola. Yes, Happy New Year. This is also our Happy New Year video. I guess this will become like a tradition here at some point. So I wanted to make sure that we did thank everyone out there who supports us. As well as we get a lot of support from Coachman. We're Coachman Class B brand ambassadors.
That's right.
So we want to thank those guys. We wouldn't be able to do this without them. And as well as the folks that are over at Sunshine State RV.
Right.
They play a big part here in the channel, giving us content and supporting us and everything so that we can do this.
Right.
Right? So I just want to get that up there. And I also want to say that I think 2022 for the Class B section of YouTube and probably well for the world of RVs, I think 2022 is probably a rough year. What do you say?
I think there was definitely some challenges, and I think the COVID excitement that brought a lot of people into the space started to kind of fizzle out a little bit.
Right.
I think that chassis issue was still a problem for manufacturers, and I think it reflected in interest and views and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I
Definitely
think
in sales too. I mean, I would say.
yeah, there's a couple of worlds. There's like the world that's actually selling these things,
Right.
and then there's
The
like
dealerships,
the dealerships
the
and
manufacturers,
manufacturers,
and then
etc.
us, the consumers.
Then there's the YouTube folks, and a lot of those things I think tend to go hand in hand. I think what happened in 2022 that you saw a little bit less interest from the casual folks out there for RVs. I mean, that was like a massive thing, right? You had interest rates and everything were going up for lots of different reasons.
For this
People,
year, in this year, right?
yeah, people have less access to either lending or money, etc. And I think when we go over some of these stats, you guys will see that affected us as well. So let us know how 2022 was to you guys out there. You know, I know there's some people who already have vans that are looking at this, some people thinking about it. But I just want to give that as a caveat here to say that, you know, overall, this was a kind of like rough year for the RV world. I think vans and Class B vans didn't do as badly. They came down a little bit, but not as drastically as everything else. So we could probably put that as flat. And
Okay.
I think when we look at the stats here, we'll see even for us it was
Flat.
a little flat in some ways. In some ways we did better. So
Let me get my glasses on for this.
yeah, let's start with that with the channel stats, and then we'll give you guys other stats that happened in 2023 out there.
Okay.
So go for it.
So in terms of growth, subscriber count,
Mm-hmm.
which means a lot to a lot of, I would say, manufacturers in terms of who sends you things and how you get access to product for content creation.
Mm-hmm.
The subscribers means something,
Mm-hmm.
and it does to us too. So in 2022, we had 24 subscribers at the end of that year.
Okay.
At the end of this year, we went up to 42.8 subscribers, which is awesome.
Okay. 1,000, Lola.
42.
You're missing
8,000
1,000. Yeah.
subscribers.
Yeah. Let's get that right.
Okay, so 24,000
Yeah.
to 42.8. So basically 24,000 to 43,000 subscribers is how much the channel increased,
Mm-hmm.
which was fantastic growth, and we really appreciate all the new subscribers that have decided to come on board. And the truth of the matter is a lot of the viewers are not subscribed. I think most people, myself included, watch a ton of channels that you just don't subscribe to. For whatever reason, we just don't do it. But it does matter, and so if you're not subscribed and you do enjoy our videos, we would appreciate clicking that subscribe button, because every view, every subscriber, it all counts.
Yeah. Absolutely. So I think that was good growth. I think for us there, and you know, what I want to do here is probably see if I can share this. Hold on a second. I'm going to share a picture of that because, you know, that's always nice to share, to show people the proof in the pudding. There you go. Boom. So right now at this moment, we're 42.8K subscribers. We have about 435 videos up there.
Oh, sorry.
So there you go. All right. So that's that. What's the next stat we're supposed to be going on to here?
So the next stat is going to be the views, the amount of views.
Okay. So I think in 2022 we had 4 million views. In 2023 we had 4.1 million. So right there, that's that flat kind of thing. We got a little bit more than what we got before. Same amount of views. I can't complain about that. That's a good thing, I think. You know, like I said, there's things going on in the industry that may play a part in that, like the interest of folks out there, the economy, etc. There's some companies out there that hit really bad. I think Regency RV.
Oh yeah, Regency didn't even make it this year. So
Yeah.
Regency RV.
I think they filed for bankruptcy
They
at
did file
least.
for bankruptcy. If you guys remember, Regency, we first met them at the Tampa Super Show, I think maybe in 21. And they had the Exalter 4 Transit van.
Some really cool things.
Yeah, they had like 2 4 seats, plus it had a loft. It was a loft, right? And so it was a loft sleeping and a lower bottom. And you guys loved it. They're really great in terms of views. And it happened earlier last year. They were there, but they were no longer doing B vans. They were doing Class C's and above, the bigger B plus C's.
Yeah.
And then mid-year, something happened, and they filed for bankruptcy.
Yeah, I think, and I don't really, we never got any comment from them, so I don't know exactly what went on there, but it was tough. That's like one of the few folks out there doing Class Bs that had that kind of trouble. I think some other folks did have trouble, but they were maybe like, they had vans that they couldn't build, and they were trying to sell them off to other people as a way to avoid that. Yeah. But in general, we saw a lot of companies getting on the bandwagon of building Class B, so there's that. So let's see. Mr. C says that was a great accomplishment. Thank you. I'm the Brown says, wow, found the other channel around driving while strange episode. Yeah. Okay, that's a whole other thing we'll talk about. Dan Archer says, "I got a fast question. Can you put two 630 Lithionics batteries in your van?" Yeah. So if you're referring to from Coachman, I know Coachman has that option,
Hmm.
but I also know that Sunshine State RV can add it. If you already have a van, they can add it. Or
Yep.
let's say your van came in standard with it, depending on what van. I don't want to say that they can do that with everything.
Hmm.
So I know there's certain Gallerias, Beyonds, or Novas that it's just a little bit difficult, but for the most part, they can do that. So
Okay.
yeah,
All
so
right.
so
So
that's that. And before we go on to from the stats here, before we go on to what statistically were the best videos, I do want to say in 2022. So the big thing that YouTube as an algorithm looks at is the hours watched
oh yeah.
for a
Hmm.
channel. And if you
Hmm.
guys look at our previous video in 2022, we had 632,000 hours that were watched um, in that year, which is amazing. Is awesome.
Hmm.
If you look at
Hmm.
that video, I was like, what? So this year, to prove the point that things were down or flat, we only had about 487,000 hours. So I think what's that number? Somewhere
It's like maybe like a
it's like
17% decline, maybe.
maybe more. I think that's probably like a
Oh, maybe
24%,
24%.
something like
Okay,
that. It
okay,
was
that
saying.
sounds better.
So
Hmm.
that is a decline, not in views. We
Hmm.
got the same views, but less hours watched. And I think when I analyze that, it comes down to a couple of different things going on here. Um, One, the popularity of shorts.
Well, YouTube
So
insists on shorts.
they like, well, because
They
people,
insist on shorts as
yeah,
part of their algorithm to promote your channel or
hmm,
not.
yeah,
The issue with shorts is that it's a minute or less, so it doesn't count as watch time,
hmm,
and I don't know. It's you just have to do it.
yeah, it's less than a minute. The
Hmm.
thing is that even if you got that whole minute, that's not going to add up.
Mm-mm.
But some of the big videos we has had were short, so I think you have that going on there. And then I think for the regular videos, those shorts, there's the reason why YouTube's doing it is because they're kind of competing with TikTok,
TikTok.
and
Hmm.
folks over there like shorts, and so we had some big shorts. But the regular audience, you guys out there that look at the longer form videos, I think you guys were still there, but the discovery is what we were missing out on a little bit. And now YouTube is doing this thing that if as like a YouTube content creators,
Hmm.
we need to pay them for advertising, otherwise they limit our discovery.
They do, and so that's
So
something that's something
you
we've been kind of like
yeah, you might
going
find
back
you're
and
not seeing our videos as often, and that's because of that discovery thing.
right.
Because YouTube wants us to give them more money, and I for the big part of 2023, I didn't do it, but I've come to the realization that we're kind of hijacked here.
Correct.
Yeah,
And
we're
so
we're
in
gonna have to do some of
2024,
that.
we're going to have to do
Yeah,
some of that. So
yeah.
there you go.
So so there you go. All right, so now let's switch over, and I don't know if anyone has any questions about that
We'll
or
jump back.
Um, I see I'm the Brown says many people that put more time in shorts had decreased viewership. Yeah, they would have decreased viewership and I think watch time hours as well.
Hmm.
And so what I'm trying to do is keep a nice mix. Really, what I've noticed a lot of YouTubers are doing are switching over and putting all their shorts on a separate channel. Like
That's
that's
a
already
whole other complication for your viewers to find your
yeah.
content. I
It
mean,
could work, but
okay.
the thing for me is that we're running 3 YouTube channels. I don't want to go to 4. So right now, I'm trying to put enough shorts in there for the algorithm and keep things going. So
Hmm.
Mr. C says YouTube has changed their platform. Hitting play on a channel playlist seems to stop the play to ask if you are still
Still
watching.
watching.
I hit play and listen while working. Yeah, I think a lot of that's going on, and that's just the way it is. That's for everyone across YouTube. So we're gonna try to work better on that, and we're gonna try to figure out how to do this. So
Hmm.
a lot of that I don't think affects folks out there, but what I want to do is make sure I'm kind of approaching this like a business and letting everyone, because I respect all the folks who are out there and they're fans of what we do. So I'm just trying to let folks know what's happening. So we will work on that, and I guess we'll have to pay our tithing back to you. We have to get the money, then we have to pay it back to them.
Yeah, you gotta give them some back.
Yeah. So let's go over what were excuse me. Let's go over what were the most popular videos by number count
By
on the channel.
viewership.
Yeah, by
By
viewership.
viewership on the
Okay.
channel.
Do you want to?
So, well, I'm not going to give it all away, but
Mm-hmm.
when I look at this list, there seems to be a pattern of interest. But we're going to
Mm-hmm.
start with number 5.
Okay.
So, the fifth most popular video on the channel was the "Is This Better Than an Earth Roamer?" The Rex Rover 4x4 Expedition pickup truck from
Mm-hmm.
27 North. And that video, we did that video at Overland Expo West in
Right.
Flagstaff, Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
Currently, it has 141,000 views. And that
Okay.
video, I think, was pretty controversial because you dared compared it to an Earth Roamer. And so I think that all of those
Oh,
folks
boy.
got in on the comment section. Activity there. And YouTube likes activity with engagement. So I think
You
that
guys
that,
are probably hearing.
This is what 10 pounds of fat looks
I'm
like.
gonna mute that. Okay, there we go.
so I think that had a lot to do with that particular video taking off.
Yeah, I'm gonna run that in for you guys. That's where you guys hear that sound from, because I went to pull it up on my phone so I could play it in for you. So that was really cool. Did you say this was at Overland West?
Expo West.
Yes, and this is the not the Earth Roamer.
The 27 North Rex Rover.
Yeah, the 27 North Rex Rover prototype.
Yeah.
They actually built this prototype on an F-150.
I think so.
But the actual Rex Rovers are coming out, I think, on 350s or 550s, like the bigger trucks and all that. But I think this was a really cool video. I did this with Nick Schmidt, obviously, as you guys can see here. So Sunshine State RV was there in the 27 North booth, and the folks from 27 North were there as well. What did you think about this?
Well, they've done a better reiteration of that.
Yeah, they've
original one that
improved
we
it
saw.
since
They've
then,
improved it and made some upgrades from comments from viewers. And so the last one we saw, I think maybe September, October, looked very
Looked great.
different.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
looked-
I think
it's
I
much
think that
improved.
one didn't have an AC in it. So what was going on here is, they have the pickup truck base that they build off of, and then they put this box on it. That box was created all in like
Was it Korea?
yeah, it was created in South Korea, but it's made as like I don't know what's the best way to put this. It's the manufacturing of that box. It's very stiff because of the way they build it, right? And it's all almost like one piece. I don't want to say it's in one piece when they make the mold, but there's a mold that they put this together, very thick, lots of insulation. It's a really, really cool idea. And we've seen this in other places, right? That's why we mentioned Earth Roamer, I think, in your adventure overlanding truck space. That's where this fits in. And 27 North, which is completely new, I think, in the last few
Manufacturing.
years, jumping
In the
into
industry.
manufacturing. Yeah, they've jumped into doing vans, and now these expedition type vehicles. And I think it was a good first try for them. But yes, we created controversy there because we compared it to Earth Roamer, and some people didn't like that. And then also remember the 27 North guys, the Ascender, got into some trouble.
It did.
On like a big YouTube channel.
Yep.
And then so after people watched those millions of views,
Yes.
they came over to voice their opinions
on
this
video.
one. So
Right.
so that was I mean,
YouTube drama.
yeah, that's
All right,
that's how
so
that goes. So
Moving on to number 4.
yeah.
So number 4 was actually number 2 last year,
Mm-hmm.
which is interesting. So last year it was the Coachman Cross Trail 20 BH Class C camper van, and in 2022 it was the number 2 most popular video.
Yeah.
And then in this year, the new version that we saw at the Tampa Super Show is number 4, and that one is the Coachman Cross Trail 20. Different floor plan though. Different floor plan.
Oh yeah, a
But
little bit of a
little
different
bit.
floor plan.
In this
on that,
video, you asked the question, is this better than the Winnebago Echo? How dare you,
Once
Hank
again,
Strange?
trolling a little bit.
How dare you? So that one has 173,000 views.
I think people are looking for alternatives to the Echo. We're going to talk about the Echo in this video. Winnebago has done an amazing job, I think, with the Echo. And a lot of people, I find, in the RV industry are following behind what Winnebago's doing,
Yes.
right? They really put a lot of money, time, energy, like all kinds of
Design.
resources,
Yeah.
into design and engineering of their stuff. They have really cool stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to the Echo, I think they weren't able to get those out there fast enough to people for lots of different reasons. So there are different parts of the industry that got into this, and this cross trail happened to be like a more affordable, a value option,
Yes.
so to speak, of going into it. So I can run some video in of that. You guys can find all these videos on the channel. I think Lola is at some point going to maybe do some links to it if you all want to watch it from here. And this is, I forgot.
This is Nate.
Nate. This is Nate.
This is Nate with
from
Coachman
Coachman.
Class C.
Class
Division.
C. Yeah, and I can skip through this a little bit just to give you guys a little insight to it.
You know, this had the nice layout, but the bathroom had like a really tiny sink.
Mm-hmm.
Which
Okay.
didn't.
I think the bathroom itself was a little bit smaller in here. And then there was kind of like a garage. Let's see if we can go
Yes,
into...
they did something different with the garage, and there was some bunk beds in the back too for sleeping.
Yeah.
It was a different layout, interesting
So,
layout.
Yeah, I think if you wanted to make this more of a toy hauler, is what was going on with this particular one. I don't know. Is this a closet or a bathroom?
Oh, it
that
looks
we're
like
about to
he's
look
opening the bathroom.
at? Yeah. So here we go.
This is the bathroom.
Yeah. It's not bad. It's not terrible. So, and then there's storage and everything back there.
Oh yeah, the storage was great.
Yeah.
You know, tons of
So-
storage.
So let's see. What do we want to cover on this
So then
one?
the next
How many views did we get
Oh,
on that?
this
Are you
one-
missing out on the views?
193,000 views.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So that. Okay.
Okay. So then the next one is the number 3 most popular video on the channel is the newest upgrades in 2023 Beyond Ford Transit from Coachman Class B, and this one was a short.
Yes. So like I said, there's going to be some shorts in here. I think the number 3 and number 2 are shorts. So let me see if I could pull that up here also. So what was that newest upgrades? So I think this video was with Nick Recchio
Of Coachman Class B division.
Yes.
I believe so too.
And do you remember what show was this at? Was this at Ocala show maybe?
Let me see.
Let's see. I'll
Looks
run
like
it in here.
Ocala.
Yeah, so this is
That
probably
is Ocala.
Yeah, this is probably the Ocala show, and all the new stuff just started making it into.
Look at that sink.
This is a rare bath, yeah. So
and the medicine
they've put some cool things in this, yeah. Now remember, this is like changed from the short size to where it's kind of like upscaled here for what we're doing. But yeah.
Love the medicine cabinet and the sink, the bathroom sink.
Got the new AC, all that stuff. Like I say, we are, we are Coachman ambassadors, brand ambassadors, just so that everyone knows that. I think you said the previous video got 173,000. This one got 193,000 views. What is the point? No, you said 193 for the other one, Lola.
I said 173.
No, you didn't.
Okay, and then 193 for this one.
What's the point of the notes?
I'm following the notes. You got to keep up.
You got to be accurate, woman.
Number 2.
No, hold on a second.
Okay.
Hold on a second.
Right.
So this one got 193,000 views.
Yes.
Right? So just think about that. 193,000 views is awesome.
On a short, though.
It's a minute long.
Correct.
Yeah. But we actually got about 784 subscribers out of it. So
Which is nice.
there is a benefit to the shorts. Hopefully some of those people aren't watching just for the shorts, but probably the majority of them are. So can I do the second one?
The second one? Sure.
No, number 2. So
Number
the
two.
number
Go for
2
it.
video, so far as stats, is such a sweet layout. Winnebago era 70A Sprinter van. This was a short that got 196 thousand views, and it was this is actually from 2022. This video.
Yes.
So
because it was number 4 most popular video last year.
Yeah. So this video was big last year, made it into this year, got a ton of views once again. If I would have gotten someone looking at this for like 10 minutes, I would have made a
You
million,
made money.
a
You
million
got
hours.
Views. You had hours.
No, not a million. What was it? Yeah, I would have made at least a million hours. I don't know.
They would have improved stats.
Yeah,
for
I feel
sure.
a little gypped.
I know.
But this was actually a very cool video. We have all of these
With
videos.
Cowboy Willie.
Yeah. Well, we did a video with Cowboy Willie, a complete video. This is the short. He's not in this one.
Okay.
But he bought this from Sunshine State RV. Really cool Winnebago van that I believe they discontinued, so you can't get these anymore.
Oh, well, that's a bummer.
Yeah. So, but we have, a lot of the videos we do shorts and we do long versions of them. So, if you guys want to check this out, please feel free to do that. It's a really cool video. Look at the long form of this stuff if you haven't seen it. That would be my request to the people out there if they want to help us out. So, do you want to take the next one?
Okay. So the number one most popular video on the channel for this year is this. I'm sorry. This is better than Winnebago Echo, the 2023 Maverick all-wheel drive Ford Transit camper van from Chinook. And this video had 370,000 views. And again, I think it's the title. I think it's the Winnebago Echo in there.
You think so?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so. I think that the Echo again is just so popular and people love it so much. And of course, people are looking for alternatives.
Right.
However, if that alternative doesn't fit,
yeah,
it causes a lot of conversation. Let's see. A lot of conversation on the channel. So I think that it's a lot of cool stuff in here though. I mean, look at that bathroom.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, this video had Nick from SSRV as well as Seth from Chinook in there. I think Chinook is doing a good job. They're not new. They're a very old name, but under new ownership and everything. And I think they're making a pretty good comeback.
Yeah.
And this, what they're building, both just the regular Class B vans as well as the B plus C, they're doing a really good job, right? Considering how long they've been back and what they're doing. So I think if you're looking for something different out there, these are definitely worth it. I like the fact they put the bathrooms in the back, and there's a lot, they separate it. So you can have your toilet stall and then your bath shower separately. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's nice.
Yeah, in this version, what do they call again? The Maverick?
The Maverick?
Yeah, in this version of it, there's just a ton of storage and all kinds of things there. So if you're two people going out there and you want to have to bring a lot of things with you, have a lot of room and all that, I think this is definitely a good option. And how many? Let me see if I could pull up how many views. This was a big one.
370,000.
Right, 370,000 views. That's pretty good. So as we're going through this, let us know if you guys have any questions. You want to talk about anything in particular there that you guys want to ask us or have us cover.
Oh, well, look, Her Black Wings 33 says, I do like the Maverick better than the Echo.
Boom, there you go.
Safety Harbor, our friends Walter and Peggy are out there. Happy New Year, strangers. He says, Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Now they're in New Orleans. That's how you say it. New Orleans.
NOLA. Yeah, they're in NOLA.
They're in NOLA.
Lil Louisiana.
That too. That too.
Yeah, so let me just go. So that was the top 5 statistically. And if you want to look at the whole top 10 list, I think I have it here. We can pull it up. So we just went over those, but the others would be, number 6 would be Separate Shower, and that's in a Chinook. The Coachman factory tour video is also there, big video. Should you get this instead of a Winnebago Echo, the Eon RV? Yeah, so there you go. That's a big one. And that was number 8 this year. And number 9 from this year is Winnebago Travato 59K. Why is this so popular? And then down number 10, that is another Chinook. The Summit. So there you go. That's just rounding off the top 10 for anyone who wants to know that stuff, right? Yeah. I think I think that's pretty good. We had last year we had 1 short in there. Now we have 2. The shorts are doing a lot better and they're big. So yeah, I think we went over all that stuff.
I mean, that's where YouTube's headed. So
yeah. Her Black Wind says Nolans.
Nolans.
There you go, Nolans. Yeah. So there you go. For anyone who watches my other podcast, Walter, when Walter gets back, we're going to do the other podcast. So
Yes,
there you go.
and that's Walter
Yeah.
of Dirtfoot Racing.
Yeah, and he says Orleans.
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 That's because he's not a true Louisianian. Is that what
I
they
don't
call
know. His
themselves?
wife is. I don't know.
Peggy is. Peggy would know how to say it right.
Louisianists. I don't know what you would call it.
Not sure.
Okay, so
Somebody
now.
will tell us.
Yeah, so now let's move on. If, like I said, if anyone has any comments there, you want to know anything about that, that's the statistical. Can I say that properly? Statistical.
Mm-hmm.
Statistical what? Statistically most popular videos. Man, doing this live not the best thing, especially with Lola here. Driving me crazy.
I'm driving. I think I'm making you nervous, baby. All right, listen. Top 5. Okay, so now listen.
You don't make me nervous.
Now we're gonna go on to our top 5. Okay, so these are in
Okay,
2023.
Hold on 1 second. We got a question here.
Oh,
Soda
okay.
Bandit says, Herb, the Echo on the Sprinter is way better for what an Echo is made for. Off-grid RVing. A Maverick, which I wouldn't want to take on a trail. So, yeah, I think, yeah, there's... I'm not gonna argue with people who look at it that way. It all comes down to how much overlanding are you doing? How much off-roading, going down trails and stuff like that you're doing. I think that you probably want to get a little bit of a lift as well as the all-wheel driveness. But we're gonna get into some of this because I saw something for the folks out there who want to go off-road, want to go down a trail. I saw something I thought was really, really cool. And it's going to get an honorable mention somewhere in here once we get to that.
All right.
So, and then Walter says, Peggy says New Orleans.
New Orleans.
Yeah.
All right.
New Orleans. Is it New Orleans?
No,
I'm just trying to aggravate him.
All right. Our top 5.
Wait.
Oh my gosh.
We're going live so the people have things to say.
Okay. Go
So
ahead.
we have to get what the people has to say. I'm the Browns is asking Walter about his van he's rebuilding.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, I have another video from. Do I have one or two other
You have
videos?
one more.
Yeah,
One more.
and Walter's got work to do, so we'll get that. Shout out to our friend Richard Monder, that's in jolly old England, joining us here, chiming in. Ram Mova. By the way, smash those thumbs ups, okay? We appreciate it. If you're having fun hanging out live with us and seeing how much Lola can drive me crazy, smash the thumbs ups. So Ramova says, is the Chinook Maverick / Summit wardrobe big enough to retrofit a Splendid washer dryer combo right next to the shower area? Huh. Good question. That is a good question.
I think you could probably get a combo. Washer dryer combo?
Yeah, I think that's what
Yeah.
they're talking about.
Yeah,
Probably.
I think so.
You could do a lot of things in these vans. I've seen people put in bidets.
Oh, bidet's not space consuming.
Not super difficult.
No. But I
We
do-
put
I do.
bidets in our house.
We did.
Yeah.
I do. I think you can fit a small washer dryer, apartment size, or I mean, because even 27 North fit one in their van. So having seen the space that it fits into, I think is doable.
Yeah, I think the big question would be the water consumption, but that's, I think if you get a high efficiency that does both and all that, you should be fine. We've seen it. We did a short on something from Coachman Class C that it was built on a Sprinter, remember? And that had a washer dryer inside of it.
It did. I
So,
have to pull that video up.
I can't remember exactly which one that was, so there you go. So Soda Bandit says the Maverick is more of a street cruiser, in my opinion. So there you go. So, and then Walter's responding that it's been kind of stalled lately. Yeah.
His project, yeah.
Yeah. So, that's a good part of that whole experiment that we're doing. Like, which way is the better way to go? Like, you build your own thing, or you buy something used, let's say, build it up, do your own thing, save money, or you buy something new. And I think the benefit of building your own thing is you do save money, but you got to build it or pay someone to build it, and it takes time versus you could just go in there and buy something. But Walter, he likes that kind of stuff.
Well,
He has a
Walter
lot
likes
of
that kind
projects
stuff. Yeah,
going
he's got a lot
at
of
the same
projects
time.
always going. He's very handy. He's been building for a long time. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
But, you or I try to build something, it would definitely never happen.
Never happen.
So.
It will die on the vine. So I don't have the skills. And if Walter's not helping me build it, Just forget about it. It's not gonna
yeah.
happen.
Uh-huh.
So Her Black Wing says, I'm interested in seeing more about the e-transit later. We will definitely cover that. And Richard Mondo says 2024 is already here. So and Walter also says Peggy's mom says hi to you.
I did. I said,
So
give her a hug for me.
she doesn't say hi to me, but that's fine. I get it. I'm used to that. And I'm the Brown says that when he was stationed in New Orleans, the locals said Nolans. Exactly. There you go. That's how you do that. And Ramova says one of the Wayfarer models has a washer dryer. Yeah, I've seen it out there in a couple of things. So, yeah, let's see if we got any questions. Oh, Her Black Wing says that was a Coachman Prism Elite that has the washer dryer combo. Boom.
Oh,
there you go.
go.
Awesome.
Knows their stuff.
Yeah. Okay. And Walter, tell your mother-in-law I say hi, even though she didn't say hi to me. It's okay.
I'm sure Alexa says hello.
I'm not hurt by that at all. Just a little bit. So yeah, let's get into what we chose, right? Let's cover the things that we thought were cool. Mm-hmm. And on this, you're gonna have to do get in the camera, Lola.
Have to do number 5.
Yeah, you got to get it on camera. There you go. Yeah, back it up a little. Back it up. Okay, cool.
Number 5.
All right. So number 5. What is it?
So the number 5 RV or camper van that we saw that thought was worthy of being on top 5 was the ERV2 from Winnebago.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So now the ERV2 was at the Tampa Super Show last January. Mm-hmm. We had seen it the year prior, and the year prior you couldn't get into it. It was just pretty much, I don't know, a concept, more of a concept.
Yeah, that was called the ERV1. Yes.
So this year they came back with the ERV2, which was fully built, fully functional. We went on a test drive in it.
Yeah, it was very cool.
Hank drove it. I drove it. The interior was all built up to be a ready to go camper van that you could eat, sleep, bathe, do everything in it. And I thought it was really nice and well done. I think it was just so many steps towards the next step of RVing that it was really cool to me. So I thought that it was definitely worth talking about.
Yeah. Same. So to me, I think the amazing thing about this, right, was that they actually had about 10 of them 10 units out there.
Right.
So Winnebago's
out on the road.
Yeah, 10 prototypes. They were super serious about this ERV. So that says a lot to me. And Winnebago, they don't custom make every part that goes in that van, right? They have a production line, and some things have to be molded, and this was very finished.
Oh yeah.
So they are really ready. Even Winnebago, not at the Tampa show, but after the Tampa show, we found out that they bought Lithionics. So Lithionics is now under the Winnebago umbrella, and there's a lot of that technology in the ERV2.
Yes, because Lithionics, the lithium that was powering the coach side is the Lithionics blade system that was put together. And Lithionics, by the way, makes some crazy high-tech batteries when we toured their factory. So that collaboration, I think, was a good collaboration for both parties, and it came to fruition in that ERV2.
Yeah, and I think a big thing to take from that is this is going to happen. I think we were so impressed by this, and you'll see this later when we talk about stuff, that we actually went out and bought an e-transit.
Yes,
this was built off the e-transit.
You actually went and bought an e-transit.
Okay,
I just came along.
Yeah. And I did trade in your Model Y to do that, which, I know you weren't super happy about, but it's all right.
Sorry.
I bought her.
Interrupt you. Finish.
I wound up, for everyone who's going to get mad at me for that, I did buy Lola a Tesla Model X Plaid, so she's not suffering.
No, I'm not suffering. Okay. I'm good again.
I didn't do anything to Lola, just before anyone starts sending me complaints. But I did, so I think that was really cool. Because they're using this van. Really, the e-transit is not the only electric van that exists out there, but one of the ones that you will see the most often out there. So other than that is the van that Rivian built for Amazon. We'll talk about all this later, but that's not really available to folks out there. And I think that Sprinter's coming out with one, not available yet. Ram will in time, not available yet. So we went out there. We tried to get our hands on the ERV to test it, but we couldn't do that.
It
Right?
didn't work out.
Yeah, it didn't
Hmm.
work out with that. But I think that we're very close. The only thing missing here is range. Those things had about 110-mile range.
Yeah.
That's the only thing missing, but it will happen. The e-transit that we have is the same thing, has about 110, 120-mile range,
Hmm.
but drives really great. We have a friend of ours, Babyface P, who borrowed it today, and he was out there. He used it. He used our thing to go get a big, heavy safe, and he told me that he thought it was awesome. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go on from that though to number 4. Lola, are you doing all the announcements
You
on
can
this?
do number 4.
Okay, you got to put the thing. Number 4.
There you go.
Number 4 is the RRE Expedition vehicle. This was from SEMA Show. RRE Global makes a high quality European overland products for van conversions, etc. We've seen them before. We couldn't actually get a video out from these guys in previous times. Should I tell the story of why we couldn't do?
No, that's okay.
Because it's a good story. It's kind of funny. But we shot video with them.
Go ahead, tell the story.
Yeah. So this year we go every year to SEMA Show. So last year we went to SEMA Show and we actually did a video with them the audio was not good enough because somebody, 27 North, was in the background playing music real loud.
Very loud.
So we couldn't do it. But this year they were outside. We got a chance to see them. And this vehicle right here, this is the most badass expedition van that I've seen. So this is a van. It's built on a Sprinter chassis. And it's not all-wheel drive. It's actually rear-wheel drive and then converted by Inglot Allround. Am I saying it?
Allrad.
Allrad, Inglot Allrad, to be 4x4. So this, what you're looking at here, people, is a legit 4x4. And this is other stuff, cool stuff that RRE is doing here. But yeah, this was a legit 4x4 vehicle, right? Inglot Allrad, you can get a lift, you can get real 4x4. There's a shifter in there. So when we were talking before about going down trails, going off-road, a lot of people probably haven't seen that video, but it's worth looking at.
It is.
That thing's awesome. Yeah.
RRE Global is a European company, and they bring in a lot of interesting, I guess, components for builds. They don't. I think they do some full builds, but mostly they supply parts like not the L-track system.
They
but what
do
is
supply
that?
the L-track system, all those seating systems. They're pull
seating.
tested and everything.
So they have a pop top.
Yeah,
option.
they do. You can't go buy stuff directly from them if you want to build something, but the industry, whether it's the big RV industry out there or your smaller builders, once you're certified by them and you build the right way and all that kind of stuff, you could take your stuff to them or have your builds done through those people using RRE Global stuff.
Right. The
and
Smart Floor.
A lot of
is
things.
What I was trying to remember. The
Smart
Smart
Floor.
Floor, which
Yeah.
Adventure Wagon uses that Smart Flooring for a lot of their things, the components they create for
Right.
van builds.
Yeah. So in this van, they don't build this van. You guys can't get it, but anyone out there could build this van. The things I thought were really cool. This van had, it had like heated walls,
Heated walls.
heated floors.
Imagine that. The bathroom in a cold
It was
place.
amazing.
And it's heated. The walls
Yeah.
are heated. The floors are heated. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. I really would encourage folks out there to go look at this. Let me see if I can run in a little bit more. Actually, right here. So I'm gonna pause this right here so I can show you guys what I'm talking about. A for reals shifter. See that right there? 4x4 shifter. Yeah, that's cool. So if you're really trying to go off-road, this thing is true 4x4, lifted, all that kind of stuff, has lots of storage and everything. I think I'll tell you right now, this is better than a lot of things that are out there. Let's put it that way. So I'm going to see if I could actually get my hands on this. I don't know if I can or I can't, but I'm going to try, Lola.
All we can do is try, love.
Yes.
All right,
I will try. So let us know what you think about that. I know there's a lot of comments coming in. We're going to get to that here. Do you want to keep going?
Number 3. So
Okay, number 3.
Three.
Yeah,
that.
Lola, you're supposed to.
Number.
Oh, you're trying to do that? I don't
Three,
know. I have
whatever.
I have a problem doing the.
Okay, babe.
Yeah.
Number
Okay.
3.
Number 3.
Number 3
Okay.
is the Coachman Pop Top on the Ram Pro Master. So
Okay.
Now, this is something that the folks out there have been asking for of Coachman for ever and ever. So this year at the Elkhart Open House, which let me explain, the Open House is an event that happens every year in Elkhart. It's a 3-day event, and all the builders, all the major builders come out and they showcase their newest models, floor plans, decor, and all of that that's coming in 2024. And it is a dealer event, but however, we were invited to attend.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for that. And that is where we got to actually lay eyes on the new Coachman pop top on the ProMaster chassis.
Yeah, it was really cool. So there's a bunch of different things going on in here, and I would definitely recommend everyone see our videos. We have a video up on this already, but there's going to be another one coming because this is actually available.
Right.
This is something that's available to people. I did a video with Sunshine State RV that's coming out really soon, here in the new year, about this. But the big thing here, and probably I have to preface this first, if people don't know, we are, sponsored by Coachman, right? We are Coachman brand ambassadors. So I know this being here at number 3, some people might say it's a little controversial. I think because we're sponsored by them, I bumped this down a little. But this is a big deal, right? So I took a couple of points off because we have a relationship with them. I thought that was only fair.
I understand.
It doesn't make sense if I go out there and go, this is the best thing in the
I
world.
understand, and we've never made them number 1 in the previous.
They are awesome.
But they, for that reason, because of relationships, so we don't want to be biased towards them. But they are awesome.
No, we are being biased towards them, but we don't want to use that bias to steer anyone wrong. We want you guys to know that. But Coachman has put in a lot of work over their entire line in Class B.
That's what I was going to say. For the 60th anniversary, they doubled batteries for you. So now you can get a 1260 lithium battery setup if you want. They redid full interior color, sink, convection microwave, infotainment system.
Ton of stuff.
Storage.
Yeah.
I mean,
they added a new color.
They really put a lot of work in this year. So for me,
they helped make it easier for you to get a signal out there. Like, these are all things people had to go aftermarket,
booster,
and get things. And it's probably not the, if we're talking about like the pop top, people out there like, oh, but other people have pop tops. For me, the reason why I'm putting this here is because Coachman really did a lot in 2023 across the board. And you can get this right now in a Ram ProMaster that's out there, but soon you will see this in a Beyond, I believe, right?
Transit.
Yeah, in the Ford Transit, you'll see it in a what they call a Beyond. I'm not sure that it's coming to the Galleria. I don't know.
Either.
I don't know about that.
Possible. Not everything is possible in all the bands.
But it's really cool. Even though it's pop top's not new, I think the overall work that Coachman Class B put in 2023 should be recognized, and that's why they're number 3 here to us. But you guys can go check that video out if you've got questions on that. We've actually put out in this year a bunch of videos, right? Going over all the new stuff that they have. So please check that out. Do you want to go on to number? You want to go on to number
2?
Number 2.
The number 2, Transit Trail from Ford. Now, the Transit Trail was announced, I'm going to say maybe first quarter of 2023, and everyone went crazy about it because of the fact that if you are a boutique builder or a person, a do-it-yourselfer, this allowed you to do it a lot easier, a lot quicker.
There's a lot of things that you get
already
out of this
coming with the AC unit. You can explain it better. But already coming with some things done that would be warranted by Ford because they did it. And then you can then go in there and add the components that you wanted to. So unfortunately, it didn't really get out to people I'm going to say like the very end of 2023. But it was still a big announcement. And
so here's our video on it with me getting to see it for my first. So this thing obviously carries over from 2022, as Lola is saying, but we didn't get a chance to see it, and it was just an announcement. At that announcement, the first people that built on it was Van Duit. So and Van Duit gets a shout out from us here and an honorable mention for the work that they do. And this video you guys are looking at was at the Overland Expo East in Virginia, where we actually got a chance to take a look at an empty shell of a Transit, and that's a big deal for me. I actually got to see this thing with my own eyes, and I know you didn't really think, like, you were like, why are you all excited with this?
About
It's
an
just,
empty van.
yeah, it's an empty van. Van Duit is building on these. We had them on the podcast a few days ago,
Yes.
and there's a bunch of these that are in production right now. They'll be coming out soon. But to me, I think that this is a big signal of where the industry is going, for Ford to say, hey, we're going to make a van specifically for those folks who want to go off road and do it in a van. So they have it lifted. They've added wheels, tires. They can cut a hole in there and put a max fan in for you. And there's a few other things that they've done, right, to augment this van for someone out there. A regular person could go buy this and then upfit it themselves, take it somewhere, and Van Duit and other places will be making versions. I'm pretty sure when we go to the Tampa show, we'll see something.
Well, maybe.
From someone.
Maybe.
But next year, for sure, we're going to see people putting these out. So it was really cool for me to get a look at this inside and see what it looks like. Looks just like a regular van. But it's exciting that this is out. And, I think it speaks to a lot of different things, right, Lola? I don't think this is just... I'm going to pull up the notes here so I could see. But I think the trail speaks to a lot of different things in terms of what's going on with the industry. Now, we'll probably talk about this later, but Ford is having a problem getting transits out there, much less the transit trails.
Yes.
But they do exist. And I should say, before we move on from it, I think also Mod Vans has built on this. I know I watched a video.
Okay.
They delivered one to a customer. I haven't seen it myself. Hopefully I did try to get out to Mod Vans and see something there, and I made other attempts to take a look at trails, but it didn't work out. I think we'll see more of that coming in 2024. Okay, so let's move forward here.
Okay, so then, quickly, let me just check and make sure there aren't any comments.
So there are some comments. Razor JB says Happy New Year. That's there you go. Ricky Bro says I'll be 59 in 6 days. Happy birthday! Congratulations to you, Ricky. Ricky's cool. It's good people. Soda says what is this?
He'll be 51.
59. Soda Bandit says I do like the new Echo Sprinter as it has more clearance than the Ford and about 2 feet longer. If I'm not mistaken, sadly, Lola, it's just keeps going faster, so enjoy the moment. Oh, she's talking about time. He says cheers and have a happy, wonderful New Year, everyone. Let's see. Dan Archer says ERV is going to cause problems as people go to charging stations and camp out there. One of the things that did happen this year is that to me, the best electric vehicles out there come from Tesla. And Tesla has the best charging network out there for people. When it comes to Electrify America and other folks, it's a little bit tougher. But one of the things that happened in 2023 is that pretty much every company out there, I think even Volkswagen is on board now. They're going to use Tesla chargers. And that's all starting from 2024. So we'll see a transition to that, as well as chargers being built out. And then with a camper van, you can also go to what do you call them? These
campgrounds.
These campgrounds and stuff like that, and you can plug in and charge while you're there. I think a lot of campgrounds are probably behind on wiring and stuff.
Yeah.
So some of that's going to have to get worked out, and maybe we need to talk to the campgrounds of whether or not people are staying there. Give them the opportunity to come somewhere there and maybe charge them some money and get charged up. But yes, I think the charging issue is going to be an issue going forward in general, not just in the RV space.
Right. In general, infrastructure remains the biggest challenge for EVs. I mean, now I think that the range in terms of, the regular commercial vehicles for people is not an issue, but the charging infrastructure, I think now is the biggest challenge.
Yeah. Her Blackwing says it would be cool to see more B or B plus vans with a small marine WD combos, washer dryer combos like the LG Mini. Yeah. There's got to be a way to do that, and I've seen it in a few things. And then Soda Bandit says Yeah, ERVs aren't ready in my honest
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah.
I think the big thing with the e-transit and these other things is going to be range on the battery, and you probably need like to me a minimum of about 200, maybe 250 or 300 miles,
Mm-hmm.
and then the charging network. But I think we're capable. We're
I think so.
Americans. We're not
Ooh.
Americans. And but also let me just say this for everyone out there. I have we've got electric vehicles.
Mhm.
I like but I like all vehicles. I don't want to see internal combustion engines go away. I don't want to
Either.
see diesel go away.
Mm-hmm.
I'm down with all those things. I think that electric is really cool, lots of power, less moving parts,
Mm-hmm.
easier to maintain, all those kinds of things. We got to put we got to put the work in here though
Mm-hmm.
to make it happen. And I think we have some false deadlines out there that have been set by the government that we really have to get realistic
Yes.
with that. So, you know, if you guys are interested enough in this, I'll either do a video or do a live where we get all in this and we air it all out. But, I'm going to say this though. Electric vehicles aren't going anywhere. So, we're going to get more and more of those and people are going to adopt them more and more. So, we need to do some stuff with that. Let's see. And I think her Blackwing says the ERV looks cool, but in a few years it'll be a lot better. I agree on that. And
Okay.
Soda Bandit says he agrees. So,
All right. So let's go on to number one.
okay. Well, okay. So I'll pause the comments here and we'll come back to those. You
Yeah.
want to go into
Yeah.
number one?
Yeah, let's finish up the number
Okay,
one,
go
and
for
then
it.
we can come back to the conversation.
Okay.
So the number one item for 2023.
Number one, Lola.
Number one
See?
is
See?
the. Oh, well,
Seriously.
thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you for
you-
being my wingman, and I like that too. That was like your radio voice. Number one.
I wish I had an
number-
ejector button right
Number
now.
one. Number one is the all-wheel drive Mercedes Sprinter chassis
Mm-hmm.
that came out in this year. Right?
Yeah, right.
And
That's our number one. I think
that's
I think
number
we
one.
got to give kudos to that. Last year we gave kudos to the ProMaster for
chassis.
actually coming out.
with the new fender
Mercedes
and
hit
all.
us, blessed us, everyone with an all-wheel drive. Let me know what you guys think about the all-wheel drive Sprinter. But Mercedes has dropped it. It's out there. I think this first link that you wanted me to share, is some stuff from Mercedes. But we do have videos of this, right? We did see this.
You did Behind the Wheel with Nick Schmidt at Sunshine State RV. You guys were driving an American coach
Yeah.
in that video.
Yeah, that was all built up, an American
That was, right,
coach,
that was fully built.
and we
RV.
yes,
And then you also did
Right.
a video with Nick Recchi of a Coachman Class B up in Indiana of
Right.
an empty shell, actually.
yes. So I got to drive this both ways, both built and not built, and this video that I'm rolling in right now is a little bit of the one I did with Nick Schmidt, where I scared the bejeebus out of him. Putting this through its paces. Look at him. He's turning green almost there.
You should drive it
He's
too
really
fast.
scared. Yeah. I don't think he's going to do this with me anymore, he said. This was not a good idea. Yeah. Yeah, you guys should have been there on this one. I should have done this one live. You guys would have heard him screaming and carrying on. But anyway. So, what do you think about this before I get into what I think
Well,
about it?
I haven't driven one, so I don't.
Okay.
I don't have much of an opinion in terms
Mhm.
of driving it,
Okay.
and I haven't seen it actually in person. Have I?
Yeah, you have.
Which one?
You've seen it. Because when we camped out with Nick a couple of, what was that, like a month ago or something?
Oh, that's what he was in.
That's what he had. There's a
Okay,
lot of
I
them. So
mean-
you've seen Gallerias with
Mhm.
Coachman. American Coach has them. Everyone has them out now.
Mhm.
And including, as people were saying, the new Sprinter, the Echo Sprinter, or Sprinter Echo, however you want to look at it,
Mhm.
that is basically all-wheel drive.
It is. Oh yes,
the
yes,
new-
yes. Okay.
So there's a lot of these out there.
Mhm.
There's a lot of these out there now. And my personal opinion is that the best van to build from right now continues
to be,
to be the Ford Transit.
if you can get a chassis.
Yes, right. Then the next one is Mercedes because they get real big versus like ProMaster doesn't get as big. But I like the ProMaster as well, right? Everything has its advantages, depends on who you
Yeah,
are.
pros and cons.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but the big deal, I think, about Mercedes putting this out is that even though I said yes, I think that the Ford Transit is the best out there. Ford has massive problems getting these vans out there to
Yeah.
people. And I see all kinds of reports and stuff like that in the media, and there's, like other things and just empirical data that we get from being out there that Ford is really having a problem building these vans and delivering them. And I think that's a great opportunity for Mercedes to jump in here. And I'll tell you why. The Mercedes doesn't have as much power, okay? However, the Mercedes has so many things built for it, right? So they're basically there's it's still the same Sprinter van that you would, this
Same
current
grade model,
generation,
right? Mm-hmm.
so you can get all these accessories for it. It's easier to lift, all this kind of stuff. There's, even if you want more power, there's ways of getting more power.
This is true.
There's just so many things you could do with this Mercedes. The downside of Mercedes is you have to go to Mercedes to service it and all of that kind of stuff. But the upside is Mercedes still is the better looking one, has the luxury. In a Mercedes, you can have power seats, heated seat.
Yeah.
There's a lot of engineering in a Mercedes. Even so, Ram has the mirror that you can see behind
Rear
you.
view mirror camera.
The rear view mirror, a camera for that.
Dash.
Ford doesn't have that yet. And I'm telling you, Mercedes has that now. So if you
I
look
like
at the
that
new
feature.
Sprinter Echo, that's on the new Sprinter Echo.
I like that feature.
So I think, for me, from my point of view, it's a really good thing that this is coming to be. And for a lot of reasons, I think people out there will appreciate it. Of course, the Mercedes is going to be the more expensive one. It's going to cost you more to service and all of that. So you guys can tell us what you think about it as we go into our honorable mentions. So I'm going to get some comments in here real quick before we do that. Soda says, I like that 4x4. Yeah, that thing's awesome. Check it out. He says he's looking for an alternative off-grid living. I want to build a 4x4 RV myself. So probably if you want to go 4x4 and you want to do it from a van, I say get a rear-wheel drive Sprinter. Because you can get that 4x4 upgrade. So the best one is that what is it called?
I'm sorry, which one?
The Inglot Allround, that German one.
Yes.
Yeah, go look
Allrad.
at the Allrad.
Inglehout Allrad.
That one is ridiculously awesome, but there's a bunch of other things out there that you could do. So, yeah, Peter Grimshaw says, I love to get a fully loaded 4x4 gas Sprinter van to go anywhere. Yeah, they're all diesel, but I understand what you're saying. So let's see. There's a lot of other comments going on here, and Walter says Alexa says hi to Alexis. And Mr. C says it's like buying an 80% kit but for an RV. I'm not sure what that's for. You probably have to.
That would be the Venture Wagon and
did you mention
Transit
that?
Trail.
Okay.
Transit Trail.
Yeah, with the Transit Trail, the other side of that argument that some of you might feel out there is, why am I going to pay extra for this Transit Trail when I can lift it, put tires on,
Well,
and do all this other stuff?
The price point to get it empty as it is a little expensive.
It is.
And even when Winnebago introduced the Adventure Wagon, Winnebago / Adventure Wagon collaboration, for an 80% complete van, you were paying about the same price as a fully built out van. So a lot of people had issue with that.
Yeah. CJ Jim says Rivian is a great vehicle. Yes, I agree with that. Although I'm a Cybertruck guy, so I'm actually waiting for that.
But Rivian is a good look, though.
Yeah.
It's a good look.
Yeah. And Soda says it's a good thing. Having a universal charger is a must. Still not for electric only, but that will help. I agree with that.
I agree.
And there's this debate of like whether or not we should do hybrid, and probably we should do hybrid because I think in some situations that's going to be best. But I would prefer to just have one thing. I look at hybrid a lot, like having a TV and a VCR, like back in the days, or a TV DVD player together. If one thing goes wrong, it's like too many things to go wrong. It's going to add weight and complexity. But I think for some situations, and perhaps vans, that's going to be the best thing. You get 100 miles, like you're at home and you charge up. You get 100 miles you can drive, and then your engine your gas tank engine kicks in, and then you go down the road. And then when you get where you're going, that 100 miles on that battery you can last off of that on the RV side for days.
Right.
So that'll save you from paying like an extra 20 grand to get lithium built
Yes.
in. There's some advantages to that there.
There,
So
there are, but I don't think that this government deadline is going to allow the manufacturers to do the
hmm
hybrid option.
yeah,
But at the same time that they were concerned about whether it's going to happen or not in
hmm
this year.
hmm
To me, it almost felt like it was the year of electrification
hmm
because there were all these trailers that popped up this year.
yeah,
Right? We
hmm
saw the light ship. Siemens Show had electrified. They had a section called Electrified, I
I
believe,
think so. Yeah, they had a
and
bunch of electric
there
things
there were
there.
there
Yeah.
were a bunch. I mean, it
hmm
was surprising to see,
Older,
but
they had a lot of older
mhm,
vehicles that were converted to electric, but
right.
also things that are being built, purpose built to be
Exactly.
electric.
Like the
Yeah,
Lightship RV that we
yeah.
toured. I
hmm
know there's also the Pebble Flow, and
hmm
then there's also the living vehicle that we saw at East, right? Was that East?
Yeah, we saw
Living
that.
vehicle that we saw. So,
And that's not necessarily, well, it is electric kind of, but it's not necessarily built, purpose built as electric.
yeah, but people are
But
trying to figure
yeah,
it out in this space.
yeah, this whole battery thing, we've got to figure that out, and we'll figure out. And I think there's places where electric is very convenient and could be used very well, and then there's places where other things. So like Dan Archer, and a lot of people have the same opinion, says I would like to see a hybrid engine instead. I think they would make more sense. And as I said, I think it makes sense in certain spaces. For cars, I think we're past that. Just pure electric or just pure gas is going to be the better thing. But I think for bigger vehicles, it's just going to make more sense to do it, right? So there you go. Uh, and Walt says from Safety Harbor, if electric is your thing, then great. I don't want government forcing people into something they don't want. Yes, I think a lot of Americans feel that way, regardless of like without getting into a political thing.
Hmm.
A lot of Americans feel like don't force me, bro. So I'm with that. Like I'm very much libertarian when it comes to that. I don't believe in forcing people to do things. It just doesn't make sense. Um, so there's some more comments I'll just throw up here. CJ Jim says Sprinter transmission is still a concern. This is the one thing about the Sprinter van being new
Uh-huh.
out there. We don't really know how it's going to perform. We need to get some time with these out there and see like what issues come up and
Hmm.
all of that kind of stuff. But I do really think it's a good thing that it's finally here and being used, right?
Right.
Because there's some vans that are out there that this is great. Like really, the Sprinter is the biggest one you can get. So if you want more room, the Sprinter is a good option. So there's a good conversation about there you go. That On the Brown says, wait, Hank, you lost 20 to 27 pounds since the end of summer? Where did that come from?
I don't know. Maybe
Who
you
told
look.
you that?
Maybe.
Somebody's been lying to you. I don't know.
Because if you lost it in the summer, you put it on in December.
Yeah.
I'd say
So
that
working on it.
much.
Yeah, trying to be healthier, eat healthier, and all that kind of stuff. We all need to do that. Someone was saying, their age. I'm there. I'm like at 52. So, and let's see what
Yes.
other comments. Mr. C says, live in a northern climate during a harsh winter and see how the battery life is being stopped for hours when traffic stops during the icy traffic jam.
That's real world talk right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are temperature does come into play
Uh-huh.
with
Uh-huh.
with
Lithium batteries.
anything that's
Well,
batteries, right? And it's not just cold. Extreme heat is also an issue, right? Because if it's cold, it's the vehicle that has that battery in it, it's got to heat it up. If it's hot, it's got to cool it down. So yes, definitely an issue. There we go. Mr. Wills says, hello from Indiana. You guys have a safe, happy new year coming into the new year and keep up the good work. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. We have a lot of people in on this one here. So,
We're a lot of different places
yeah,
too. That's cool.
yeah. Yeah, tell us all where you're from. Happy New Year. We can already hear fireworks going on out there. John Thompson says, Spreco. Still prefer the Ford Transit. There you go. Spreco, I think, was coined by Fit RV.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
That's
credit to
cute.
that. I don't really know those guys, but I
That's
have
cute.
met them
Hmm.
out there in the real world, and they're nice folks. So I think that's their thing. Yes, for anyone who wants to know, I'm a Ford guy. I love Ford. So I just want to see like a lot of these companies really need to step their game up. And right now, if you're talking about the electric world, I think that Tesla is doing it the best. And believe it or not, if you think the Cybertruck is ugly or whatever, you're not interested in it. Tesla built that platform that the Cybertruck is on to also be a van. I don't know how long it's going to take before we see that, but I believe that's going to happen. So, and her Blackwing says Transit has a 10-way powered heated seats option, but I've never seen that. That's possible. I've never seen that though in the vans that are made into RVs, and I think that what they order there is a little bit different.
And it's probably an option that's expensive, just like how that rear view mirror that's a camera is an option that could be added, but there's a cost element there. So the manufacturers have to consider that when they're ordering the build.
So let's see. Dan Archer says, I would think electric would be good for off-road, but I would worry if had battery to get a charge station. The hybrid would give a stronger ability to go anywhere.
For sure.
Yeah, I think, like I said, for certain applications, I think hybrid is always going to be a thing. Probably, like I said, if I'm choosing, so if it's vans or other heavy duty trucks, I'm all in for it being hybrid.
Yeah,
I think when it comes to like road cars and stuff like that, we don't need it. Motorcycles and a bunch of other things, we don't necessarily need it. But yeah, I really can't argue that. And I don't know why we're not doing like more on that. I think some companies are. I was reading that Ram is going to put out a pickup truck that's going to be a hybrid. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Are we ready to go on to the honorable mentions?
Yeah, let's do that, and then we'll get more of the comments in here. I'm having too much fun, Lola.
Yes,
I thought this was supposed
you
to
are.
only be, what, half an hour?
I told you 40 minutes.
Oh.
Right? I told you 40 minutes.
You got to talk to the people.
You're way past that, Hank Strange.
Yeah, so you got to talk to the people.
So let's come back.
Okay, so honorable mentions. You go for it.
All right.
Okay.
So honorable mentions. The first one is going to be Road Trek.
The Westphalia was
The
very
Road Trek
cool.
was very cool. The
Yeah.
Westphalia was very cool.
Yeah.
But, even from Tampa Super Show,
Mm-hmm.
Road Trek put out those retro colors. They came out with that pivot twist design.
They had a lot of cool things.
They had a lot of cool things.
Yeah.
They're trying to do some different things, So
I think they're doing a good job. I mean, I don't even think... I understand what you're saying, but I think they are doing a good job. I'm very impressed with what Road Trek is doing out there. I think that the Westphalia didn't make it into our list. If we went to 6 or 10, let's say we went from 5 to 10, it would probably be there in the list. It doesn't exactly exist yet, and we don't know how long
Right, it was a
it's going
prototype.
to take. Yeah.
It was a concept vehicle that we got the chance to look at. So it's not out there yet.
But well
I like
done.
the direction that they're
Yeah,
going
well
into.
done, and everything that Road Trek is putting out, well done. They've delivered on their promises. I think also the Airstream Ridgeline.
Range line.
I'm sorry, Range. Why do I always say that Ridgeline? We had the Airstream guy on.
Isn't there a pickup truck named Ridgeline or
Maybe
something?
I don't know. We had
Justin Humphreys.
Justin. I didn't forget from Airstream on, and I said the same thing. Lola got mad at me.
Range line.
Rangeline, awesome.
So
That's really cool.
The range line, I think, was Airstream's offering of a lower tier entry into Airstream option for people, where it's on the ProMaster chassis.
Yeah.
But it still gave you all the Airstream DNA.
Yeah.
That you're looking for.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I would love to get a chance to test out one of those. I don't know when or if I'm going to do it, but we'll try to bring that to you folks coming up here. Because now we did a video on the Range line.
At Tampa.
Yeah, but that was the old chassis. Now they're building on the new chassis, so even better. It looks
for
great.
2024. We'll probably see it in Tampa at the Tampa Super Show.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And then the next one, I'll let you do the last honorable mention.
So the last honorable mention is for, it kind of goes back to the popular videos that were on the channel this year. And that is the Storyteller GXV, the Hilt.
The Hilt
which
is awesome.
Which
It's very
is
cool.
like a Earth Roamer, Earth Cruiser.
It's a expedition vehicle. Yeah, truck. We saw it. We haven't had a chance to drive that yet, or do we did that. You said at Open House.
At Open House in Elkhart.
And Sunshine State RV is going to be carrying them. Storyteller is a great company. We've done things on them in the past.
Right.
And now they're going to be, so Sunshine State RV is going to be carrying the whole line. So you guys are going to see more stuff. from
right.
us on that.
So
So,
the thing with this hilt is that Storyteller actually bought Global Expedition, because it was always like Earth Roamer, Earth Cruiser, Global Expedition were the ones
Expedition, yeah.
Expedition building these big,
Yeah.
you know, vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
And so with that merger, Storyteller was then able to come out with their hilt.
Yeah.
Which is really like a mixing
It's well done.
Right.
Yeah.
Of everything.
Yeah.
But,
Just looking
they
at
had
it.
a nice springboard because Global X was already doing it.
Absolutely. Yeah. And just looking at it, we were very impressed with it. I think I look forward to seeing that. And I think one of the things here, when we look at the overall channel and what's going on, I think you guys like that kind of expedition off-road stuff. So we may have to stretch a little bit here and cover that a little bit more, right? For the folks that are out there. So
do some B plus / C's and maybe get opportunities to tour more of the expedition style vehicles. But you guys, let us know.
Yeah.
As well
as when my number comes up with Tesla, I'm getting that Cybertruck. And that I'm going to do overlanding stuff with it, Lola. So that's going to happen. Keep your fingers crossed. Start saving your money. Okay. If anyone out there buys a Tesla, we have a code that you guys can use and help us get a couple of little points. But yeah, so we're going to do that stuff as well. And I think someone was asking about the e-transit. We did do some e-transit videos. We are going to do some more videos. We still have that. Like I said, it's been a crazy, crazy year, but we still have it, and we're going to do some stuff. Let us know what you want to see, you know, in terms of that content out there, and we'll get that done. So before we wrap up here, I'll just go through real quick. Doak Kraus says, wishing you two lovebirds a wonderful new year. Keep creating great content. Love what you do. Thanks. Thank you. That's awesome.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. And we are lovebirds most of the time.
25 years later. Right?
Has it been that long?
It has been that long.
Oh my God.
It's been that long. Hey, Strange, get your act together. 25 years.
Yes. Oh, it's been awesome. It's been awesome years. It seems like it's been 2 months.
It's been a marriage, right? It's been a marriage.
Yeah. So there you go. I'm gonna put some of these up here, but I will. So RH says, what's your opinion on the Volta lithium battery? The times that I've used it, I haven't liked it as much as the other things out there. I'll just say that.
Well, I think
you know, it's a little confusing for me to use. But,
there's a bit of a learning curve for us because it's not what we use every day.
Right.
But people that use it seem to enjoy it.
Yeah.
The owners of Travados seem to enjoy it. But
so I like things
we
with
need
easy,
more hands-on.
Yeah, I like things with easy UI. So we have used it in vehicles. We have taken vehicles for a couple of days and gone out and used it. But I don't know. I've always had like some kind of interface issue with it where I feel like it has kind of like a mind of its own. But other than that, I think it's fine. And I think it's just, maybe it's because I'm used to, I have Battleborns and I've dealt a lot with what Lithionics has, etc. I just find those easier to use, you know, like interface wise. That's my opinion of that. So her Blackwing says Toyota's going in all hybrids. They're not about EVs, and that's great. Yeah, I think, you know, that may be a good segment for them to do. I think they may capture, they may actually like capture some good sales out there from that, and I think some other people will probably follow them. However, I think that they invested a lot of money in hydrogen vehicles, and that's been a big loss leader for them. They are going to do electric as well, and you're going to see I think for regular cars, there's a good market for electric, and even pickup trucks and stuff like that don't really do a lot of off-road, but depending on the range, you know. So I think that Toyota's going to do well there, but don't believe they're not doing electric. Toyota is one of the first companies that's just going to straight up follow Tesla's plan.
Which is not a bad idea.
Yeah, you're going to see them. I follow a lot of car stuff, not just RVs. You're going to see Toyota building more than you think, but for sure, I think that they are going to go into, I mean, they kind of like really built up the hybrid space with the Prius. And I used to hate the Prius, but the Prius looks good now.
It does.
Do you remember the time when Americans hated hybrids? Now they love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, now they love it. So that's interesting. And look at Walter talking about your prototypical big-headed Americans out there. Walter says hybrids are, in my view, the way to go. There you go. That's from Walter.
Safety Harbor Firearms.
Yeah. So CJ Jim says until there's 800 plus amp charging, EVs will take long to charge. The key to charging your EV is you don't need to charge it all the way up when you're traveling. So, mostly you can charge at home and you'll be fine. But when you make those long trips, you have to charge. So you can charge real fast from 0 to 80%, pretty much, but you don't need to go all the way to 100%, and that's where the curve slows down. So just as someone who drives EVs a lot, don't fully charge it. Like, go to your next thing and then charge up there, and that charging experience will be faster when you need to do it. So, for example, today, my friend Patrick, Babyface P, borrowed our e-Transit, and the same thing happened. He was charging. I told him, hey, just charge up to when you have enough miles to get home, and then plug it in when you get home. So that's the way to go. But yes, we will see that the infrastructure for that get faster, and that will be great, right? If you can do that instead of 15-20 minutes, you could do that in 5-10 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
A lot better.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm the Brown says it was the video with Hank driving, looked like he was smaller.
Okay.
Okay, there you go.
I see MC responded that he is watching us live from Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Absolutely, very cool.
Soda Bandit is coming from Jersey Shore.
Jersey, yeah, all our kids are
Jersey.
Yeah, Jersey. All our kids were born in Jersey. We used to live in Jersey, so that's great.
Robert Yaskowski is coming from
Yasowitz.
Yeah, Yaskowski.
Where do you see Yaskowski?
Robert Yaskowski. No, Robert
Yaskowitz.
Yaskowitz. Oh,
Yaskowitz.
Yaskowitz.
Okay.
Got it.
There you go. Get it right,
New York, Long Island.
Long Island.
Great accent.
Yeah, I grew up in New York, so.
John Thompson is from Orange City, Florida. Floridian.
Yes, and CJ Jin is SoCal based. That's awesome. Yeah, I love California.
Let me see.
Believe it or not, I love California. It's a beautiful place. That's as far as I'm gonna go right here.
All right. Eric Langford is in Virginia.
Okay, cool.
Close to my stomping grounds.
Yep.
Mary Del Perlu is out of Luling, Louisiana, which is about 15 or so miles from New Orleans. She says. Yeah. It's great.
Yeah. And so let's get a comment in here. I like the Ford also, but after seeing the Sprinter Echo, I was impressed. But generally, I prefer Ford, just like the Sprinter Echo, because the extra room and clearance.
Okay.
Yeah, the beautiful thing I think about what's going on here is competition will make these things better. But yeah, there's a lot of benefits. We actually looked at what's the name of these guys from right here in Florida?
Freedom Van Gogh.
Freedom Van Gogh. Yeah, Grant from Freedom Van Gogh. He has a really good video on this. I looked at
on the Sprinter,
on the Spreco or the Sprinter Echo. Yeah, there's a lot of, and he's like he likes Ford, but he's a big Mercedes guy.
Yeah, because it's easy to upfit and mod.
Yeah, and I think we're gonna do something with him as well as we're gonna get some more of the Sprinter Echo stuff coming for you guys. Let me see. I'm going to try to go through this. Let's see. Mr. C says, hope everyone has a safe, happy new year. Soda says, love saving on fuel. And we got some other things here. Yeah, some good comments. Okay.
So
there you go.
I think it's time to wrap it up.
Yes, I think it is. Lots of good comments. It's been fun hanging out with everyone here.
I appreciate everyone that tuned in and made us laugh.
Right, yeah.
Made us laugh and joined us here.
It was a little crazy before we started this, just trying to figure out how to get everything hooked up so we can be in the same space at the same time. And
we did it. We got it done.
And, I want to say with this new year coming, I want to thank everyone out there for supporting us. This is like, our adventure in YouTube has been, 12 years at this point?
Right about.
Yeah, and it's been amazing in all the communities, all the things we do on YouTube, but especially here on StrangerPalooza, with the folks out there, all the love that is shown to us.
That's great.
Yeah, it's awesome. I'm very
Great.
appreciative
It really
of that.
it really
Yeah.
warms our heart to see a lot of the folks that have tuned in. Like we
Mm-hmm.
see you so much that it's like we already have a rapport.
Yeah.
And that's wonderful.
Yeah. And if you want to see more of us, we do the Vanasaur podcast. We do it typically Thursdays when we do it from 2 p.m. Eastern to 3. And it's live like this. We have other guests, not Lola. Maybe we'll be doing this thing every year. Or if you guys like this, let us know. We'll do this a little bit more. Because this is cool, Soda Bandit says you two look great together. I wish you the best in 2024.
Thank you.
Yes, thanks so much. Let us know what kind of stuff you want to see, what videos you enjoyed the most. Maybe give us some ideas of the things that you want to see out there, and we'll try to make that happen.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
That would be helpful.
Yeah.
Because our whole point here is to serve you guys, the audience. And without you guys, we wouldn't have anything really to be working for.
Yeah.
So it helps us to know what you're looking for, so we can be more deliberate.
And companies and stuff like that out there wouldn't really care about us if we didn't have this big, awesome audience out there. So we love and appreciate you guys. We hope you're safe and you have fun hanging out with your friends and family and all that kind of stuff. Happy New Year. Here, I'll give you the kiss first. There you go. Mwah! I don't know if anyone saw that because
Probably
it's like
not.
split screen or whatever. But yes, we are actually married. She's not AI.
Right.
Because if it was AI, I would definitely have a mute button, or she would have a mute button for me. Probably that's going to be the more useful one. John Thompson says more Lola. Okay, I knew that was coming. So there you go. It's been fun, Lola. You ready to? I'll give you the last words. I'll give you the last words.
So from Hank, well, first of all, we already said thank you, which we really appreciate. You
Yep.
coming to my shot.
I'm coming. Can you
Or
just
coming to
Mwah!
there you go.
Okay,
Or
cool.
coming to your shot.
Right.
We wish everyone a safe and happy New Year, and I hope your New Year is filled with lots of love, laughter, and joy, and of course, health. That's the most important thing. Without our health, we can't have anything else.
Absolutely. All right. Love you guys.
Bye-bye.
We'll see you in 2024. Peace out.